Hey, how you doing? New location, not in the kitchen at the counter anymore. I'm in the room. Everybody's probably, well, not everybody. We have a room here that is, uh, it's where we hide all the things we don't want Jen to use. It was both of our offices, and now you can't see the floor, but the floor is just filled with toys that don't fit in the other room. And then those right over there, all my wife's, well, 10% of my wife's books and some other stuff. Yeah. Um, and that's our cool 1970s wood paneling. Uh, Not a big fan, but longs, I won't go into why. We didn't put it there. And we're going to leave it there, but whatever. But we are probably going to, I think we're going to gut the place and turn this into his playroom because he needs more stuff, and his birthday is going to be in 10 days, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot more stuff, so we'll need to make room for him to play. So I won't have my desk anymore, which is fine. I don't use it that often. I've only used it like the last 3 days. Um, so today I was just going to tell that quick story as I promised. I didn't get to it last time. Something came up, but why? And I one, it's a funny story, and I think it's interesting. At the time, it made me incredibly angry, and I was very upset and worried because of what the Department of Homeland Security, I want to get tagged, um, was doing. Um, but it all worked out. Now it's just a funny story, but it is something. It reiterates my point that either you need to get an agency that's going to take care of everything and have your back and be your advocate and not leave you in the lurch all the time, or so that you're aware of certain issues that can come up that are very important and you can, keep bugging your agency. Again, it depends on the agency. Our agency did everything for us. I mean, I tried to help. I tried to handle this one on my own because the piece of mail that I'm going to talk about came to me, but um, in the end, it was them who fixed it, and they told me what I'm about to talk about is not uncommon with the Department of Homeland Security. So I don't have all the number. You need an I-600, I-600A or something like that. Korea is a non-Hague thing, I guess. That's important information because I didn't know anything about Hague adoptions and non-Hague adoptions. It just wasn't. I mean, I wasn't doing one, so nobody told me what a Hague was, and I guess I didn't do enough research. My fault. But anyway, you need an I-600A, I think it is. It's pretty much so he can come into the country, and Korea needs it. It's a very important document that needs to be completed before they release the child and issue the exit permits and everything. Very important. We were living in another house at the time. We moved. We were living in the other house when we found out we got our referral for gin, and then we moved in October of last year to this house. Um, and we had you have to have another home study. It's not as intense as the other homes. It's not the 3 visits and all that, but it's they come make sure your house didn't get super small and you didn't move into like an alleyway in a cardboard box and that everything's safe and give us their hints of what we could do to more make it a little more child-proof or whatever and see what the neighborhood's like. So we did that, and then they send all that information, and I think we had it like 2 weeks after we moved in, so mid October. Sent it off um, to the Department of Homeland Security to update the files. So one day in November, I come home from work, and there's a letter from the Department of Homeland Security, and I open it up, and it's like, I guess it was a receipt for the I-600. It was basically saying, we got all your information, we got your fingerprints, we got all this stuff. we're going to, this is to let you know that you should expect your i600 any day now. I think this was an i600, I don't know, TC or something like that. It's been a while. It's been about almost a year, so I don't remember all the exact terminology here. Um, I should probably look it up. Um, and it said, if there's anything, please look it over, and if there's anything that's wrong, let us, call this number right here. Call this number. It said right there on the page. Where's my finger? There it is. Call this number. Well, there was something wrong. It was sent to our previous address, and it was forwarded because we had a mail forwarded. Um, so I thought, well, I should fix that. I mean, that's probably pretty important. I didn't think anything of it. So I give the number a call. And the woman's like, well, is it a non-Hague or is it a Hague adoption? I'm like, I have no idea. Well, you should know. Is it non-Hague or Hague? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the term. I mean, I know what the Hague is, but I'm not familiar with a non-Hague adoption and a Hague adoption. And she's getting irate with me. And she's an agent because they have, at the Department of Homeland Security, they're all agents. And no offense to anybody who works there, but you guys got to get over yourselves a little on your agent thing because it's like agent this and agent that. Yeah, okay, well, awesome, you're an agent. And here comes my cat. Um, Hi, how are you? Go away. Okay. Um, so she finally gets like really irate with me and says, "What country are you adopting from?" I'm like, "Korea." She goes, "So you're non-Hague?" And I'm thinking, okay, clearly I didn't know what it was. So instead of sitting there and getting angry, you could have just asked me that question. I could have answered it and we'd all be fine. And she goes, "You're not calling the right number. You need to call the USCIS or something like that. And I don't know why you're calling this number." And I'm like, "I'm calling this number because I'm looking at the piece of paper you sent me, and it says if there is an issue with this paperwork, and the information provided on the paperwork to call this number. So maybe you should get an agent on that and have that rectified, because if you don't want me calling you for this type of issue, don't put the number on the piece of paper that you sent me." And she's just like, "This is the number, this is their email, you need to call them." Fine. And it was like the Department of Adoptions. So I give them a call. Now you would think the Department of Adoptions would be filled with nice, happy people who are happy to do good things in the world that help people adopt these children and help put them into better homes. I think there's my cat. Um, you would think it doesn't work that way. I called the woman and I explained the situation to her, and she's like, "Well, what do you mean we have the wrong address?" And I said, "The address on that you sent it. I mean, our names are right, his name is right, but the address is wrong." And I know she's this woman's being a snot. And I'm like, I mean, is it the end of the day? Did I call at the wrong time? I mean, I guess it was like 6 o'clock, but you're supposed to be there till like 8 or 9, so you have a few hours. You might want to pace yourself on the attitude. But she said, if it doesn't have the right address, how do you have it in your possession? Which I know she thinks she's being clever. Like, this guy's being an idiot and he's saying obviously if he has it, he got it. And I said, because I lived at the previous address and it was forwarded to me, but I moved 2 months ago, or a month ago, a month and a half ago. And she got quiet. She goes, oh, yeah, oh. I go, so I want to rectify and give you the new address so that the records are updated. And so she takes all my information. There's a receipt number. She asked for the receipt number. I give the receipt number. Which now I remember I couldn't, I, I had a hard time getting through to a couple, the first place I called, because the receipt number has letters in it, but the automated thing does not take letters, so it always says that is not a real receipt number, but it's the receipt number that's on. It's really confusing. Again, these people protect us. I I get a little scared sometimes when I think about this story. Anyway, uh, so I give her the information. I give her the receipt number. She goes, "You don't exist. We don't have any record of you adopting anyone." I'm like, well, I am. Well, you didn't have your home study. Well, yes, I went, we've done our home study. Well, you didn't get a home study on your new house. No, we got a new, we did that a month ago. Well, they didn't send it to us. And I'm like, well, this is important because we do exist. Obviously, as I kind of threw it back in her face, why would I get this piece of paper if I wasn't actually in the system somewhere? I mean, you sent me this. You, the Department of Homeland Security, sent me this regarding the adoption of this little boy, and you got our names and everything's correct except our address, and now you're telling me we don't even exist in the system. What is going on? So she takes my information down. She said, I'll have somebody look at it and see what we can find out. So in the meantime, I'm freaking out, thinking, oh my God, this is going to delay everything. They don't have us in the system. These people are idiots. What's going on? Uh, call the we let call the agency. The agency says, don't worry about it. Happens all the time. Good to hear. We sent it to them. We sent the original home study back in March or back in early July, and they sent the other one, a month ago, the addendum to the home study of with the move. So that was fine, and then they called us back a couple days later and said it was okay and that everything was taken care of. And then I get a call and left on my voicemail at work one day, and it's Agent so and so who's like, we have received information that you have moved, but we do not have any record of a home study, and you need to call Agent so and so, and they'll get in contact with you because you claiming that you're adopting a child, but we have no record of this. So I call the adoption agency. They're like, don't worry about it. They had to resend everything. They lost it. Then they had to resend it again. Then they had to send it to some lockbox in Missouri, and then somebody picks it up from there and then hand delivers it or whatever to Washington D.C. All this, and then one day we get a letter in the mail. It says, and it's sent to us, and it's the correct address. For example, let's say my address is 123 Smith Avenue, Birmingham, Michigan, 40002. Um, So we got it. And then we talked to our agency, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. I'm sorry, you're going to see some cat butt here in a second, I think. And then we we get another letter, and this time it's addressed to us, but the address is like 132 Smith Avenue, uh, let's say our city's Birmingham. It's like Bing Farmland, Michigan, in the correct zip code. Okay, how is it screwed up again? And our agency said, don't worry about it. But the point is, what is going on at the Department of Homeland Security? I mean, seriously. One, that the reaction we get from the agency is, yeah, all the time. And then they send me it to the original address, then say I don't exist, then process it, send me a letter to everything's correct on it, and then send me another letter where you can't even spell the city name right and you transpose the numbers. If it wasn't for the fact that our mailman clearly has figured out who we are in a short period of time, we wouldn't have gotten that letter because it was not actually addressed to the correct. I mean, it's addressed to a place that doesn't even exist in our zip code. I mean, you had the city wrong. You misspelled. You created a whole new city out of some of the letters, and it's just. And this is who protects us. Um, so that was funny, but I mean, at the time, you're just freaking out because you think that that's really good. You like the cat? Can you say hi? Say hi. Go hi, kitty. Hi. Um, you can't. It's a scary thing and it's freaky. So that's why I will. I only have 30 seconds here. Make sure to either hound your agency on this stuff and get them to help you if they make you do a lot of the legwork, or find an agency that will take care of everything for you because it's a godsend and it'll make life a lot less stressful in an already stressful situation. So thank you. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Bye.